So I think I did the initial course about a year and a half ago.
Right.
So the business has probably not even been up and running a year yet. So I've done more and more, my confidence has grown more and more. So now I've got an Etsy page that I sell on.
Wow.
I've had quite a lot go to America, strangely. Skilled Hands, a big part of their setup is about empowering women. And my life has changed quite a lot since I've been involved with Skilled Hands.
Welcome to the Innovative People podcast, where we're looking at shining a light on those in our community that are making a real impact across Nottingham and beyond. I'm your host today, Tina Jesson, and today I'm here with Emma Piper. Hi there, Emma.
Hi, lovely to meet you, Tina.
Emma, can you tell me a little bit about your business and what it is and what the name is?
My business is called Little Robin Threads. It's basically me working from home, choosing different fabrics, making bags, purses, and possibly moving into doing clothes in the future. But yeah, that's essentially just me at home working away with my sewing machine.
Right, and what kind of bags do you make?
I do a lot of recyclable fabrics.
We've got some here, haven't we? These are absolutely lovely. And what sturdy zips you've got.
Yeah,
too.
I like to make them so that they're usable everyday items that people can get out and about with, not just special occasions.
Yes.
A friend actually brought me the patches for Christmas, so I decided what to do with them. So I made the patchwork first, and then I just kind of looked at it and thought that would work as a slouch bag. So then I used jeans that I picked up generally from charity shops. And yeah, it just worked. So I've made 3 of those so far.
It's a great way of recycling, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you were saying that you like putting pockets and everything. Oh, look, there's a jeans pocket in there.
I like to use every bit of the jeans that I can. It helps obviously with the recycling, but also for me to keep the costs low, which means that I can sell them for a decent price without charging too much. Yeah.
And what sort of retail price are you looking at for your bags?
Those ones about £20. I've got some with more oriental fabrics that are about £18. That one was hard work to get the jeans pocket in the right place.
Yeah, I can imagine. Goodness me. It must be harder to actually use recycled material than
it is, because you never get the right shape or the right dimensions. So that's why these, you can see, are 2 pieces at the back, and that one's even got a 3rd piece so that I could use that pocket. So
such a clever lady. I could not do sewing. I was rubbish at school. I really was. So tell me your story of how you got into it.
Well, thanks to Skilled Hands, massive thanks to Skilled Hands. I'd done, the village that I lived in, I'd done many, many years of volunteering and giving back to the community. And recently I'd stopped the food bank that I was running in the village, and I'd finally got some time for me. I'm at home a lot because I've got 2 children, older children that are at home pretty much full time as well. So I'd got a bit of time on my hands, and I saw the class advertised for bag making. Never done anything like that before, never even touched a sewing machine before.
They scare me, I must admit. I remember, trying to use a sewing machine and ending up having all the wrong bits stuck together, and it's like, what have I done?
Well, the first day I came and I was really nervous, and Janet will remember, who was my tutor, and I was like, I've never used a sewing machine, and she was straight away, right, here's a sewing machine, let me show you. And I kept saying, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm really rubbish at this kind of thing. I'm just not going to be able to do it. And I think it took a few lessons for Janet to keep showing me how to thread the sewing machine. And then I spent one lesson literally just with scraps, just putting them through the sewing machine, learning. And Janet is amazing, and she was so patient. And then once I got the hang of it, I kind of realised that actually maybe I can do this. And over the weeks, my confidence grew as I made different bags and learnt different techniques. And Janet and Sheila were both so encouraging, and just it always made you feel so welcome. That I loved coming, and over time that it just became a passion. So even before I'd finished that course, I'd started at home, and I'd started just picking up little bits of fabric, and I think I started out making some purses, And they
because
seem
they're
to
just
be
like small bags, aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah. And kind of, it was easy to start with something like that. And then my friends started buying them, and I thought, oh, you know, this is quite good. People seem to quite like the things that I make.
Yeah.
And I'm quite a colourful person. I like lots of colours.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, it's kind of me, and so I don't work with dark colours, as you'll notice much with the bags. And I think I'd grown up thinking that I didn't get things right. You know, when I was younger, my colours never seemed to match everybody else's, and my friends would be like, oh, you know, you can't wear that, you can't put that with that. So I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. But I thought, you know, with this, once I started, I was picking the fabrics.
Yes,
and
it's all your decisions, isn't it?
Yeah. And I remember having a conversation with my children, and I was like, oh, do you think they're too bright? Do you think people won't like them? And my youngest said, Mum, it's you. Just do what feels right for you. There will be other people who like it. Yeah. And so I thought, yeah, that's it. That's the way I'm going to go. And I think I've learnt that if you don't feel passionate about it, it just doesn't work.
Oh yes, I think you find that in most businesses actually. Especially small business, when you are the business effectively. That's
it. It's got to be something that touches you. And as I say, as I've done more and more, my confidence has grown more and more. So now I've got an Etsy page that I sell on.
Wow.
I've had quite a lot go to America, strangely.
That's not unusual actually, and I'm not surprised, because
really?
Americans, I lived in America for 14 years, so I do know that they love anything British, and the fact that, you know, it's a little bit sort of avant-garde out there, they would just,
oh, that's good
love
to know.
You up. So it's not
that
surprised.
explains why probably more orders have gone to America than anywhere else. And I've done a few craft fairs, and I did an event at Woollerton Hall in the summer that some friends ran.
Oh, wow.
And that was really successful. I met lots of lovely people. So yeah, it's just growing and growing, I think.
So how long have you been doing this for now?
Not long, really. So I think I did the initial course about 1.5 years ago.
Right.
So the business has probably not even been up and running a year yet. Like I say, and there's a shop in Keyworth, the Angel Emporium, a nice, lovely little shop. And she sells only items that crafters have made.
Right.
And she's got some of my purses and my neck warmers. And I'm actually
you do neck warmers too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're my best friend.
I love making neck warmers.
Price list later.
Yeah, they're really. Funnily enough, I'm a big Notts County fan. And I go with my eldest, and that actually started. I started making neck warmers for the fans because we were out in the cold. That's it. And they were so popular that it's just grown a bit now. So if I see any nice soft fabrics, and what I've also bought from charity shops, there's nice like checkered scarves, and I convert them and turn them into neck warmers as well.
Oh my goodness.
So again, I'm just trying to keep that kind of recycling element going.
Oh, that's great. And like you say, it's an item that you really need in this time of year. When I had my haircut, it's like, oh no, I go through so many scarves now because you just need that on the back of the neck. And I can imagine when you're, I can't imagine being out for a football game because that sounds too cold, but
it helps to wrap up warm.
It does,
definitely.
No, that's brilliant that you found a bit of a niche there. So started with purses, moved on to doing a few other different things, and now you're doing these lovely bags. Tell me about this one, because this is something a little bit different, isn't it, than what you usually do?
Sheila had a competition going.
Sheila being?
For Skilled Hands.
Yes.
So she's the founder of Skilled Hands. And I think it was they have a red carpet event every year, which is their big event, and part of that was she'd done some competitions in different categories. So I obviously entered the bag category, and the theme was elegant and sustainable, which was why I went for the cork, which isn't something that I've used before. Which is sustainable.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because this is like a fabric, but it's made of cork, which is from bark of a tree, is that right? And then we've got gold bits in here as well, and pockets. Of course we have pockets. We like our pockets.
I've splashed out on this one. We've got 2 pockets on the back. And I think there's a pocket inside as well, because I do love my pockets.
Yes.
But yeah, it's quite a lot of work. I think I put the 2 pockets in to demonstrate more work that had been put into it, because
Right.
actually sewing a round bag is quite hard. Not the
because normally it
easiest.
goes in a straight line, doesn't it, when you're sewing? So
Yeah, and it's hard to put you kind of got to put the edge in and then sew around, which is quite tricky on a sewing machine. And I've only just got just a little normal sewing machine at home. I haven't got anything fancy. But it just goes to show what you can achieve without a lot of stuff, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's it's rather lovely. I like the embroidered bird on here as well.
Yeah, it's lovely. I put a few embellishments on different things. Just adds a different touch, really, and I like stuff like that. I've done some sort of summer tote bags as well, and friends have picked different embellishments to put on them of these, and then I've sewn them on for them.
So it personalises it. And I suppose that's the other thing, that every bag is going to be completely unique and different, and no one else will have one.
Yeah, exactly. Because out of mine, especially with recycling, you don't always get a lot of anything. There is never two the same. I might use similar fabrics, but they will never be exactly the same. Even if it's just the lining's different, because I like the lining to look nice as well as the outside.
And they're really lovely quality as well. Tell me about this sort of design. Sorry, this one here at the back.
Oh, the Oriental.
The Orientals.
Ones. Yeah, I love Oriental
Your
fabrics.
Oriental line.
Yeah. They're called bucket tote bags.
Oh, yes, I see that.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got nice base to them as well, haven't they?
Yeah, and they've all, as I say, they're all fully lined and got pockets, because pockets are just so essential, and magnetic snaps to hold them.
Labels as well.
Yes.
Handmade with love by Little Robin Threads. Oh, how lovely is that?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to be able to put that in, and funny enough, I have
beautiful on the inside as well as the outside, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it. I think
such a clever lady.
I think it's important. Like I say, I love different things, so it's important to have different textures. I like
this is nice. This is corduroy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a bit different as well. But I'm very touchy-feely. I like people to touch the bags and feel them, because for me that's important.
Are you doing any markets at all this year?
Well, Skilled Hands have got one that I've been helping to organise. I think it's the 16th of May in West Bridgford, which is where I'm living now.
Right.
So I should be at that, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to do maybe a couple in the summer. I don't do lots of markets because I'm at football a lot, so it's difficult to do both. And football's a passion with my eldest, so it's very important to me. But my friends that have an organisation called When Women Gather, and they have a big music type festival at Woollerton Hall in the summer, so I'll hope to do that again.
Yeah.
And there'll be a few other charities there as well, which will be nice. I will get out and about a bit.
Yes.
So I will, if you want to catch me at a market, then Skilled Hands is probably the most likely one.
Right, okay. And you said you've got an Etsy site. How do we find you on Etsy?
I'm Little Robin Threads, so if you search for that on Etsy, you should be able to find me.
Yeah.
Most of my bags go on there, but also it's nice. I've had repeat business from local people, which has been lovely, and you can always message me if there's something that you like, that's not on there, or something you want in a slightly different design. I enjoy making things for people, so it's nice when I get special requests.
Here's an idea for you. Have you ever made a bag or anything, even a purse, from baby clothes? And when I'm thinking that is, I've seen or heard of people who have had their final child and they want to have a little keepsake, and to convert that dungaree, or I've actually got a pair of dungarees of my boy, and my boy's 35 now, and I've still kept them. And they just hang up in the cupboard. But I'm just thinking something like that, actually made into something that you can use every day as a
good
keepsake.
Idea.
It's anyway, it just popped into my head, but I think it was the dungarees and my son that just
And it goes along the line with recycling and repurposing
yeah,
things, and
yeah.
like I say, it's almost a shame to just have it hanging there. If you can use it,
that's
then,
right, and you don't see it every day because it's just in a cupboard.
But yeah, it's definitely something I could look into.
Yeah. So tell me about how difficult it was setting up your business, or the challenges that you had with your business. If you had any, of course. I mean, you might have just breezed through it. I mean, you seem to be able to sew. I mean, there's no end to your...
Well, I've been
talents here.
I've been working for myself from home for many years in the diet industry.
Oh, right.
So I was already set up as sort of a home worker anyway. And as I say, because my children are both at home, it's always easier for me to work from home. Setting up the little robin threads on Etsy wasn't too complicated, luckily. I'm not great with doing things like that. My sons tend to help with things, and yeah, my youngest did the logo for me, and my eldest helped with the business cards.
Right.
So yeah, it really helps to have their input with things like that. My photos aren't the best that I put on, so I have to sometimes redo those. So yeah, that hasn't been too complicated really. It's just, I think, getting the confidence with going out and doing things like the markets is a big thing for me. But yeah, again, I'm very lucky. I've got friends that help and support. So recently, when I did the Skilled Hands market, my friend from football came and helped me, and I'd actually got another market on the same day, and my younger son went with his girlfriend and did that market for me, which was lovely. So yeah, I think it's just having that help and support from people around you, and asking people for help is important.
Yeah, I've run business myself, and I always say, just because you're in business by yourself doesn't mean to say you have to do it all alone. So
That's true.
I think it's important that we do ask for help and do those things. So it's great. So what do the boys think about your business? Is it like, oh no, Mum, I'm not going to do that again, have I? Because I remember dragging my son out on jobs, and I got a bit of an eye roll. Do you find that, or are they really excited?
No, to be fair, they're both really supportive. I'm really lucky.
Yeah.
They love what I make, and they're always really complimentary. Yeah, I think because they see how much confidence it's given me, and it's such a passion. And my younger said, actually coming here, he said, just talk about your work, because it's a real passion, and that's what it's about, and it is. I just love it. It gives me a sense of purpose.
Absolutely.
But also it's so enjoyable, and knowing that other people like the things that I make is really lovely.
Yeah. So we were talking earlier about where you actually get your fabrics from, because I know you're saying they're recycled, but you work with another charity. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I get them from a mixture of places. I try and recycle as much as possible. There's an organisation in Keyworth called Rushcliffe Play Forum, and they're like a scrap store. So they get donated things, I guess, from businesses, so roll ends and things like that, and you pay a membership fee, and I try and pop in there. They're open twice a week, and I try and pop in there and pick up fabrics from there as well. And I think it's £5 that you pay for a basket. So it's great that I can reuse a lot of their fabrics, and again, it keeps my costs low. And
it keeps all this lovely fabric out of landfill, because that's probably where it's going to end up if it doesn't get reused or recycled in some way.
I've got a good friend who works in a charity shop, and they quite often used to just get rid of a lot of their fabric because they had no need for it, and again that would have ended up at landfill, and so now she comes around with big bags full of fabric, and it's great because it's like Christmas for me.
So do you have a room that you work from, or is your house a little all over the place with bits of fabrics? Because I think mine would be.
I've got my setup downstairs in the lounge is my cutting table. Then I have a bureau that opens up that's got my sewing machine on and all bits and pieces. Unfortunately, it then spreads to the kitchen dining table, which I get moaned about. And then I've got fabric. I've got a cupboard for some, but then I've also got a load on the floor in my bedroom, so it is a bit sort of spread out. And it's hard, especially when I'm looking at creating things, to keep it all in one place, but I try. But well,
sometimes you need to see it all out so that you can pick and choose what speaks to you for that particular day, for that particular project. So, fantastic. So what brought you to Skilled Hands? Because that was your starting point, learning this new skill. What brought you to that point? Are you happy to share that story?
Yeah, I think, like I say, I'd done a lot of volunteering in the community for many years, and I just recently stopped that. So I'd got some time, and I think I just wanted to venture out a little bit, meet some different people, try something new. and I was just fortunate to see the advert from Skilled Hands, and I think I spent quite a long time umming and ahhing about whether it was the right thing for me. I struggle with some things like where I'm seated. I have PTSD, so that was a bit of a concern for me, but I just got in touch and explained the things that I struggle with, and they were very accommodating. I was kind of worried it was going to be a classroom and we were all sat in rows, and that would be quite difficult for me. So when I turned up here and saw this lovely room, and I was allowed to pick where I wanted to sit, and that remained my desk. So they were so accommodating, and everybody was so lovely that it just was so easy to get into, really. And like I say, my confidence at that point was probably quite low. I didn't know, where it would take me. I thought if I was lucky I might just learn to use a sewing machine, and that would be about it, really. So I never comprehended that a year or so. Yeah, the first craft market I did with Skilled Hands, Janet always laughs because I'd got a table and I turned up and I got so much stuff that I was putting stuff on chairs and on the side, because she was like, "You've got a shop," but I just hadn't realised how much stuff I'd got. And once I start, I literally can just look at a bit of fabric and think, I know what I want to make with that, and then I'm off, and then I'm doing more and more. And
so creative.
I never thought I could be. So I'm kind of learning to be more confident with myself and think, actually, I can do this, and I am doing this, and and it's good.
Is there any advice you'd give to other people that might be in the situation you were in?
Absolutely. I think Skilled Hands, a big part of their setup is about empowering women, and my life has changed quite a lot since I've been involved with Skilled Hands. I've moved out of where I was living. I'm now renting a property with my children and sort of moving forward with my life in a much more positive way. So it has absolutely empowered me, and given me so much more confidence. And I think there's not many organisations that you can go to and actually come away with something like that. I've found there's wonderful groups out there, especially for women-only groups, and I've tried, been to colouring, painting and art groups, which were lovely, but I didn't come away with anything necessarily. Whereas Sheila is all about, what can you do with this? Where can it take you? She will help with, learning how to set up a business and doing all the online side, which I haven't done yet, I have to say, but at some point I hope to learn a bit more about that from them. So it's just such a unique group, I think, and an organisation that I really want to support and help them to grow and move forward, and help other women who are in a similar situation to be able to, achieve things and have more confidence in themselves that they can do things. And I've seen some of the other ladies at the things like the markets that have done the same kind of thing, and you can see how they're thriving and how they're gaining confidence and learning to grow a business, and it's really lovely.
And are you going to carry on getting involved with Skilled Hands?
Yes, well, once I finished the bag making course, they kindly asked me if I'd like to volunteer, which I didn't take very long to think about. So because I just love coming here, so I helped with the next couple of bag making courses, just coming in and helping people, again teaching them how to use the sewing machines, helping with making their bags and things, which has been really lovely. Those courses aren't running at the moment, unfortunately, due to lack of funding, but I know Sheila's working really hard to try and get some more funding in to restart, and I'm passionately hope that she does, and that's why I want to help as much as I can. And so I'm helping with organising events, because I believe so much in the work that Sheila does.
It's certainly great to see women coming together in this way.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's just, if you're thinking about doing something like this, just go for it. You don't know where it's going to lead. There's not just bag making, there are all sorts of courses that you can do. I'd love to try the dressmaking one at some point that they do. But I think if you're not sure, just get in touch. There's such a lovely group. The support is fantastic, and I don't think you'll ever regret it. So that's my advice.
Thank you. And thank you so much for talking to us today.